Hello, we'll start soon.
Yes.
All right, hello everyone. Why don't we start? Welcome to our last meeting. We could certainly do more if folks desire it. A couple announcements similar to this morning. If you can fill out course evaluations, it's really, really helpful on my end. We have until Friday to do that. Professor DK executed your buy recommendations. They weren't executed until Monday, so we lost a couple basis points of return there because the market went up. But here's the execution prices. Thanks again for submitting quality presentations and for your work. So probably worth tracking how your stocks perform over the next, for the next months. Feel free to check in with me on any ideas about why they might be moving or not moving. And let's see, there's two more deliverables in this class. Let's open this up. O3 actually, right? The written stock report, which I believe we've adjusted the deadlines. And actually, I've adjusted the deadline for all three of the remaining deliverables. The written stock reports due on May 5th. Right. I went ahead into Blackboard and pushed the due date for assignment 5 back another week to May 5th, just to give you some more time to balance all the stuff that's going on. And then also the take-home exam is available now on Blackboard under assignments, and that'll be due May 5th as well. So obviously, probably not a great strategy to wait till May 4th to work on all three of those things, but we've got some, I thought I'd just extend some things to give us a little extra time. So just to highlight where everything's at, right? You should be able to see the final exam now, and you're welcome to use any resources you want individually, right? No communicating with each other, obviously. Hopefully this won't be too burdensome, the final exam, but it is designed to evaluate some of your learning for the financial planning stuff. And then the 5th assignment is still here. I've adjusted the due date for that, like I said, due a week from today, give you a little extra time. If you've already done the assignments and you want to take another look and resubmit it, you're welcome to do that. And then when the written stock report is complete, can I just have one member per group email me the completed written stock report? Let's plan on doing that. I'll post an announcement to that effect just to make sure we do those, we keep up with that. So with that, I thought I'd open it up to see if folks want to go over any parts of the homework assignment at all, or if you had any questions about the written stock report at all.
I worked on it since this morning, and my numbers are a little wonky, so I definitely need some tweaking, but I feel like I'm going in the right direction. Would it be all right if I shared my screen, or do you just want me to talk through it?
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, you can. Yeah, that's fine.
Might be more simple than me trying to explain. Oh, it says host has disabled attendees.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Sorry.
Here we go.
Share screen.
Okay, there we go.
This is what I have. Wait, am I muted still? No, I'm not. Okay. This is what I have so far. So I went back to assignment 1, and I initially just wanted to address, I guess, what the value of that 100,000 they already have in savings would be. I don't know if that was the right approach, or if I should have done this like put together, but I really based it off of assignment 1 more than the video, just because I wasn't sure what to do. And then the monthly payment, because they would still be working, I did that 8%, 240, because it's 20 years times 12 months, and it would be monthly. And then I did the payment function. I also wasn't sure if I should have put the present value. That was kind of a guess, which I wanted to check in with. And then this math I did on my own, just to figure out how much they would need in retirement based off of what they spend annually. That was already listed. It was about $126,000 a year. Came out to about 3.7 million. I feel like I should have done a function, maybe. I don't know. You just want to give me if maybe I'm even going in the right direction, or?
Yeah, it's a good start. Let's see. So a couple things. So first, that cell you have highlighted now, the total, like the amount needed for retirement. So that's kind of like, that's getting at the present value of the retirement cash flow. Like that's like almost what we need to see how much the client will need to have at the time they retired. But kind of like the first assignment, we have to say, okay, let's forecast all the expenses for the that we'll need in retirement for the 30 years in retirement, and find out what the present value of those is as of the time the client retires. So let's see. Why don't I open? Let's see. If you don't mind stopping your share, I think I'll open Excel and maybe try to illustrate what I mean a little bit. Give me just a second. And let's open up Word too. So, good start, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, so just so I make sure I'm up to speed. So like over 30 years, we'll need these expenses per month. So it's something like $48,000 a year for housing, like if you make all these annual, for example, and then whatever 3,500 times 12 is, and then $12,000 a year for food, and then 24,000 for entertainment. So it sounded like you added up what all those were per year, right? And so if that total, what is it again? Is it like 100 something thousand or?
The total is 126,000 a year.
126.
Yeah,
So
if you don't incorporate, any of the discount rates or anything like that, like how much it grow by.
Right. So what I would do is make like a 30-year annuity of $126,000 withdrawals from some retirement account. Because like if we need 30 years worth of living expenses, then it costs 126,000 a year. Right? But if I can earn 5% on the money that I don't need to spend in a given year, it would look something like this. Let's see. So let's see, just one second. Annual expense, 126,000. And then, and the number of years is just 30, right? The discount rate is 5% per year in retirement. And so the present value of retirement needs as of time of retirement ends up looking a lot like an annuity problem where, okay, what's the present value of a 30-year annuity where the discount rate is 5%, it's 30 years, and then we need $126,000 per year, right? And so instead of like just taking this times 30, because of compounding, we'll actually need closer to maybe like almost $1.9 million. So you'll use that as the future value when you figure out, okay, how much will we need to save, right? And then, okay, I think I'm sharing the Word. Are you seeing the Word document now? Did I switch it the right way? Okay, thanks. All right, save per month. So then in the second stage, or so then in this question, this first question, right, how much do we need to save per month over the next 20 years? So it'll be 240 monthly periods in the savings amount, like you said, Victoria. And then I think you just need to make the monthly, the annual return into a monthly thing. So 8 over 12, if you just used 8 divided by 12, it'd be about 0.75% per month, because the frequency of the monthly, savings should equal the frequency of frequency of N, and the payment need to match up, right? So monthly savings interest rate, something like 0.08 divided by 12. And then, and that ends up not being 0.75% per month, but the 0.6 repeating. Number of months, like you said, 240, right? The future value, how much, and actually, why don't we say the present value, the amount we have saved right now, like you mentioned, we'll start with the 100,000. Future value, how much do we need for retirement? I'm just gonna switch the sign of this, like to make it a positive number, if that's okay. And then remember, this is being recorded, and I'll post it so that we can refer back to this if anybody needs a little more time with any of this stuff. But then the monthly payment required looks something like this, equals the PMT function. Then if we've got the discount rate, number of periods we save for this many months, we start with $100,000. We need all this to grow to about 2 million. So that's what I come up with here. And let's see, based on what I've got so far, let's see, we need to save about $2,400 a month to make that work. And unless the only thing I'm missing, I think, is, oh, maybe I didn't take into account how much we'll receive in retirement, right, per month. So like that'll, oh, Victoria, just question. So did that 126,000, did that include the 3,000 per month that the client will receive from Social Security and then the defined benefit pension?
No, just because I wasn't sure, because it says in retirement that their savings, yeah, whatever it'll grow by during retirement is 5%. So I wasn't sure because it was Social Security, and then I also just didn't know what step to factor that money in. Like, should I factor it in now, or I wasn't sure, so I didn't include that in the 126,000.
I see. So yeah, I think I would do that. So figure out, okay, add up all these expenses. If they come out to 126 per year, then subtract 36,000 per year from it because it's 3,000 a month times 12 months in a year. So then it's more something like $90,000 of like net retirement expenses per year. Let me update my thing. Let's see, 90,000. Then you need something like 1.4 million at retirement. And that leaves you with like a monthly payment of something like this. So, does that sort of make sense?
Can I just ask you one question real quick?
Yes.
So the monthly savings interest rate here, you derive this one by dividing the, oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
the 8%.
all good, thanks. Yep. It's basically 8% divided by 12 in order to get the monthly one. Gotcha.
Exactly, yep.
Okay, that makes sense. I was kind of confused about that part.
All right.
That makes much more sense. Thank you so much for the help.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. Yeah, it's, I know we were on the right track. So, and then just looking down, you figure out in number 2, given that we need to save $1.4 million as the future value, we start with 100,000. It's like, well, and what you end up doing is you'll use the rate function to figure out, okay, if the client saves only $400 a month, what interest rate makes, $100,000 plus 400 a month for 20 years grow to 1.4 million dollars figure. So like in the next problem, you'll use the rate function, and then you'll have a lot of these same figures, but instead of solving for the payment, we'll have a payment of negative 400. And then what comes out, I think will be a monthly interest rate, and you can just multiply it by 12 to annualize it if you like. But if you've got all this stuff from the first problem, hopefully, doing the next problem after that, finding the interest rate will be okay. And then this one is just sort of like qualitative, subjective assessment of whether we think whatever rate you solve for in number 2 is reasonable. All right, so I hope that helps. If anyone has other questions about it, we can go over them here or offline. Any other questions or things we want to look at?
Can I just ask you one more question real quick?
Yeah.
Can you please touch again on that rate formula, just so I make sure to know how to use it?
Yeah, sure. Sure, let's see. So yeah, it's kind of similar to the payment function, but like instead and do a little example.
Okay.
Right. So suppose I say, well, just make it annual for simplicity's sake. Suppose I save for 15 years, right? And I save $500, and then I start out with $3,000. Maybe I want to save for something. I don't know, a new house, maybe. Who knows? And I want that to grow to $100,000.
And these numbers are hypothetical.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, if I start with 3,000 and save $500 a year for 15 years, what return do I have to earn on all this invested money for the future value to end up being 100K?
Gotcha.
And so what we end up with is the rate function. First argument is n, number of periods, got the annual payment, start with 3,000. And then just note the signs of the payment and the PV are the same. And then it grows to 100,000. I'd have to earn a 22% return. Yeah.
And in our assignment, people basically use the future value of 1 million, and this number here. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll use. Yeah, this will be the future value. How much we have to have saved for retirement.
Okay, and then we would also use the N in months or years. Let me refer back to the Word document. I'm not sure if it's asking us years or months.
I would use months since we're going to be making monthly deposits.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So the PMT is going to be 400 in our case.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Thank you, Professor. That makes it way easier.
Good.
I have a question on the rate. So would you have to multiply that by 12 to get it monthly?
Yeah. This thing we did here just now was, yeah, I assumed all these things were annual. And so this thing comes out annual.
Okay.
But if in the assignment, like you'll save for 240 months. So maybe we'll make it something like that. Suppose I saved for 15 times 12. I don't even know how many
240, I
months.
think. No, it's not. Sorry.
Well, I'll just say, suppose I save for 200 months, right? And then I save, I don't know, 200, maybe like $100 a month, right? So that these are monthly number of months, monthly payment. Here's the monthly interest rate I would have to earn. And then so it's okay if you just annualize it using simple interest, just multiply it by 12.
Okay. Thank you.
And so, yeah. And that's like more consistent with what the assignment will look like too, because you'll find some monthly interest rate and multiply the result by 12. All right. Good questions. Any other questions? So this is on the video that'll be posted under Zoom meetings. I'll go ahead and just post this spreadsheet so you can refer to it. It'll be under other resources. Any other questions? Things folks want to go over? All right.
I have a question not relating to the assignment.
Okay.
So have you heard anything about like classes for the fall by any chance?
Yeah, that's a good question. I just got an email from Provost Mark saying they're committed to, let's see, let me find the exact words. Says, we plan to resume on-campus classes and operations this fall. I think there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, nobody knows for sure like what the public health situation is going to look like come August, but hopefully it's a little better. And I know that the desire is, if at all possible, to be on campus and in person. So who knows if that's going to be actually realistic? I guess it'll depend on a lot of how this thing progresses. But that's what I know. I haven't heard anything else on that. So any other questions or comments?
This might be in one of the emails you've sent, as I don't know if anybody else is an advisee, but when we select the credit, no credit option, can we do it for just one class? Does it have to be for all of our classes? I can definitely just go check through the emails, but I figured since we're on Zoom, I might as well just ask that.
Yeah, my understanding, based on everything I've seen, you should be able to select it for individual classes, which is nice. And then we can also see like our course letter grade before we elect whether we want a course to be treated as credit, no credit. So I'll plan to be on hand to help. If you're an advisee of mine, I'll plan to be on hand to help with that in a couple weeks when final grades start to come out. All right. Good questions. If anything else comes up, if there's anything else I can help you do to get through these last couple weeks here, feel free to get in touch. And then, yeah, I'll plan to talk to you all soon. I'll stick around till the end of the Zoom time. But if you don't have questions, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Professor. Have a nice.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Professor.
Professor. Have a good one.
Thank you all. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
See you, Marta. Thank you.